Welcome to You Are Your Name. I'm Dakin Ariel, your host. In this season, we're exploring how your personal cycle influences your thinking and therefore your life. Your personal cycle is a significant factor in understanding your thinking. To follow along, we encourage you to download the free Cycle Chart app on either the Apple or Android App Store. Simply search for the term Cycle Chart in either App Store. After installing and setting up your free account, it'll ask you for your month and date of birth to configure your personal cycle. You'll have 5 months of cycles to evaluate: the current month, 2 months in the past, and 2 months into the future. If you find it accurate, you can subscribe for an annual low cost and use the cycle chart to make your goals and ambitions more attainable. This episode, we're going to look at the cycle month numbers so that you can better understand what they mean. So we describe a cycle month with two numbers, one over the other, much like a fraction. So for example, January in a one cycle year is a 4-5 cycle month. Each number has a specific role in understanding that period of time. The top number is the cycle intelligence of that period, and the bottom number is the action that should be put forth relative to that cycle intelligence. So let's review how each number from 1 to 9 can be interpreted as either an intelligence or action, depending upon whether it's the top number or the bottom number. We call the top number the cycle month number, and the bottom number is the cycle month undertone. So the 1 cycle month number represents the intelligence of individuality. It includes the quality of independence, creativity, honesty, determination, and perseverance. It can be original, inventive, and improvise when required. So this quality is very evident in this particular cycle. So you can be expressed in a rather candid and direct manner. The 1 cycle month undertone, which is the bottom number, represents the action of initiating, starting something new, and putting forth pioneering seeding efforts. Now, if the top number is a 2, the 2 cycle number represents the intelligence of diplomacy. So this includes the qualities of blending different viewpoints, being cooperative and tactful. It's a time when you can mediate differences between people, using your greater sensitivity to their thoughts and feelings to ensure harmony is maintained. If the 2 is in the bottom number, the cycle month undertone, it represents the action of developing harmonious social contacts. So it's a time of networking, broadening out your contacts, being friendly and helpful to others. The 3 cycle month number, the top number, represents the intelligence of self-expression, includes the qualities of optimism, enthusiasm, and being inspirational. So it's a time when you can be generous, happy, magnetic, and cosmopolitan. It's a gregarious and more outgoing expressive quality. The 3 cycle month undertone means put forth further efforts through self-expression. But considering a 3 cycle, whether it's in the top or bottom position, it dictates that one should complete important undertakings before the midpoint of the cycle period. The latter half of a 3 cycle experiences a waning of positivity, so it often holds a disappointment. This is due to expecting the positive conditions of the first half to continue through to the entire 3 cycle period. The 4 cycle month number represents the intelligence of detailed hard work. It includes the qualities of concentration on the technical details to further what was seeded in the 1, 2, and 3 cycles. It's a time when we need to use intelligent analysis, detailed focus, methodical patience, reliability, and steadfast effort. It's not a time to start new things. The 4 cycle month undertone represents the action of furthering what was started already in the 1, 2, and 3 cycles by fixing any issues or problems that arise, but not starting anything new of a major nature. It's not a time to make any decisions important to your future, but persevere with the seeding efforts and resolve issues. Starting anything new in a 4 cycle year would have to be considered a very short-term change, as it would not be successful long-term. The 5 cycle month number represents the intelligence of rapid growth or new life. It includes the qualities of promotion, self-reliance, and ambition. It's a time when one has the urge for new challenges and a love of freedom. It's very investigative, exploratory, and quick thinking. The 5 cycle month undertone represents the action of expanding out and promoting what was started in the 1, 2, 3, and 4 cycles. If you need to make a major seeding effort, this is the next best time to do it other than the seeding cycles. The tendency is to scatter one's efforts in the 5 cycle with many new efforts. One must be discerning on what will bring the best returns for your efforts. The 6 cycle month number represents the intelligence of reliability. It includes the qualities of being conscientious, intellectual, and patient. It's a natural teacher and manager of others. It has a caring quality, and it's a natural parent. It's a time when there's a desire for a stable home and family. The 6 cycle month undertone represents the action of making decisions and handling our responsibilities. We may need to refinance or make investments in our endeavors if they are relative to the upcoming harvest period. The 7 cycle month number represents the intelligence of seeking a deeper understanding of life. It includes the qualities of being mild, philosophical, and studious. It's a reflective, contemplative cycle where you'll need time alone, preferably close to nature, which can calm your nervous system, which is apt to be more sensitive this cycle. The 7 cycle month undertone represents the action of seeking into the reason of being of life. The first half of the cycle tends to be unsettled, but the cycle gets stronger from the midpoint onwards. The 8 cycle month number represents the peak harvest period. The intelligence is to see the broader universal perspective in all things. It includes qualities of ambition, being more even-tempered, fair-minded, and expressive. It's practical, stable, and executive. There is an opportunity to bring your material goals to a successful completion. It's a time to reap the rewards of the previous 7 cycles of efforts. The 8 cycle undertone represents the action of bringing your efforts into a successful completion. Do not start anything new unless it is very short-term and concluded within the 8 cycle itself. Conditions should be fortunate, but you can reap the bitter with the sweet if your life is not balanced. So look into the principles of mental balance as taught in the Cavalarian philosophy. The 9 cycle month number represents the intelligence of planning for the future. The intelligence of the cycle will allow you to reflect over the past in the first half of the cycle and look to the future in the latter half. It's a time to make plans, but to wait till the 1 cycle to implement them. The 9 cycle month undertone represents the action of service to others, planning, and holding off on starting any major new endeavors. It's important to rest between activities, as this should be a rebuilding period. With this introduction, you should be able to understand the cycle numbers better, as they are noted under each cycle month, as well as each cycle day. So let's look at a few examples. July in a 1 cycle year is a 1-2 cycle month. So the cycle month intelligence is one of putting forth seeding efforts, and the action is to make new contacts to further your overall ambitions and ideals. So this is the key cycle month in a key cycle year. July in a 2 cycle year is a 2-4 cycle month. The cycle month intelligence is that it is a time we will have to deal with people. But the 4 indicates that there'll be testing conditions in dealing with them. We'll have to exert added patience, tact, and self-control to sidestep confrontations. July in a 3 cycle year is a 3-6 cycle month. Let me just read to you the summary of the 3-6 cycle month so you can see how the 3 and the 6 interact. July is the key month of the year. There are conditions pending that will require a decision in your business or personal affairs. The first half of the month is the most positive and definite to make that decision. You should endeavor to materialize your undertakings by the 18th, because the latter half of the month could bring a disappointment or challenging conditions when your judgment would not be as sharp as it could be. The 18th is the beginning of the testing and growth cycle that takes place in the latter part of the 3 cycle year, the 4 cycle year, and for the first part of the 5 cycle year. A 2-year period when caution must be the keynote. Be forewarned and guard against everything that you do. Weigh all matters carefully. Do not act hastily. Be cautious in regards to any promises or propositions made to you. July is a time of continued optimism, but if promises are not finalized by the midpoint of July, they will not materialize satisfactorily. You will lose out, and the latter part of the 3 cycle year will be very costly. Build your continued growth based upon your original seeding efforts. Expenses are heavy for you this month, as it is your time to settle indebtedness, to rearrange personal and financial matters, and to put everything in order. It also can be an emotional time and could bring added responsibilities both in financial matters and with family. business associates, or personnel. It could be a month when you are required to be generous with your time, listening to problems, making decisions, or systematizing your activities to create order out of confusion. This is not the time to buy, sell, or invest. You'd be wise to save your financial supply and not assume added responsibilities. You'll find that the latter part of this whole year could be trying to your patience and to your wallet. Do not take any chances or take anything for granted in any personal or business dealings. So you can see how the 3 and the 6 are integrated into the summary. So that's why the cycle chart is so valuable. It'll interpret those numbers for you. The same applies for cycle day numbers. There is a cycle day number designating the intelligence of the day and a cycle day undertone or action relative to the cycle day intelligence. For example, January 1st in a 1-cycle year is a 5-9 cycle day. The month of January is a 4-5 cycle month. So looking top down, the 1-cycle year is a time for starting major new endeavors. But January is an adverse month, and one should focus one's activities on detailed work. It can be a restless and impulsive month, so one should exert more discipline and be systematic and thorough. A 5-9 cycle day within the restless month is going to intensify the feelings, and one can be temperamental and caustic in dealing with people if one allows these emotions to express. The cycle day should be one of resting and planning for the more positive cycle day of January 2nd. The larger cycle is the overarching influence, but the smaller cycles give you the optimum activity to take relative to the larger cycles in play. When you see a single number describing a cycle month or cycle day, that means the top number and the bottom number are identical. So the intelligence and action are completely aligned. We call these straight cycles. For example, a straight 1 cycle day or a straight 2 cycle month. Next episode, we will look at the 9-month patterns that exist within each cycle year and how we can relate them to the overall cycle objectives. Until then, happy thoughts.